Hey, everybody, and welcome to the final episode. I really cannot believe that this is the final episode, not only of Radical Resonance, our show that you're here to watch right now here on Streaming Rainbow, but this is the final episode of the entire Rocket Club, a multi-stage anthology project that is a collaboration between Streaming Rainbow, Nerds with Dice, Pocket Dragon Pub, and Pantsless Tables, with M. Hubbard, creator of Rocket Club. Hi, M. Hubbard. Also a friend of the channel, and often somebody in the chat here. So I don't know if M is here now or not, or watching it later. But M, thank you for making this amazing game that we get to play together. Also published by Evil Hat. It's in an open playtesting period right now. So if you'd like to check out the game that hopefully you've been watching us play up until this point, because if you're diving in for the first time tonight for the finale, you might prefer to go back and watch the rest of it first. You're welcome to come hang out with us. We are going to give a recap at the top that will help you be sorted to a great degree with regard to what's happening. But, also maybe go back and watch stuff now or later if you want. And check out the shows on the other channels that I just mentioned. They were part of this project. They were great. Normally, we only do plugs at the end, but I do want to mention, because this is the end of this big collaborative project that is happening during open playtesting for Rocket Club, which ends at the end of May 2026. Want to mention two things before we go into our intros and all that. One is open playtesting is still open right now if you're watching this live, and if you're watching this at any point before the end of May 2026. So you can go to evilhat.com/rocket-club. That's evilhat.com/rocket-club. And you can sign up to get a 172-page PDF plus supporting materials fully for free. The only thing that they ask and that we ask in return, if you do that, is fill out the playtest form that they send you, right? You can get credited in the officially published book when it comes out as a playtester for the game. And more importantly, you can help this already amazing game be even better. So please do consider doing that if you can. And if not, let other people know about it. Maybe somebody else would want to get in on that. The second thing I want to mention is after tonight's finale, we're not quite done. Because a week and a day from now, so that is going to be on May 30th at 8 p.m. Eastern, which is a Saturday, we who are here in front of you right now are all going to be live once more as a group talking about Rocket Club, doing our talk back for this specific show, for Radical Resonance. There's going to be a talk back also the day after that is pre-recorded, that is going to come out on Nerds with Dice for that show. That is going to be on the 31st. I'm not sure what time yet, but watch our socials to find out more. And tomorrow, if you're watching this live, so May 23rd, which is a Saturday, and if you're not watching this live, you could probably go back and watch it. We're doing a big multi-channel live stream. So all four channels I mentioned, Streaming Rainbow, where you are right now, Nerds with Dice, Pocket Dragon Pub, and Pantsless Tables, are all going to be live at the same time with a panel that is going to be moderated by me. M is going to be there speaking about it as the creator of the game and as the guide for the very first actual play of Rocket Club that was done anywhere in the world, which was done here prior to the ones that I ran, called Centrifuge. Has a bunch of wonderful people in it. It's a very funny show, totally different vibe than ours, that really shows off the versatility of the system. Highly recommend you check it out. We're going to have representatives of all five shows, including this one. Fish is going to be there with us tomorrow at noon. So we're going to be talking about all these shows together, about the open playtesting period. If you have any questions you want us to get to, you can submit them in the chat here. You can submit them in the Discord. Speaking of which, get in the Discord. If you want to hang out with us, if you want to play games with us, if you want to play games with us on camera, get in the Discord. We've got links up for that. Come hang out with us. Community is the first and most important thing for us here at Streaming Rainbow. We take that very seriously. And we like to meet new cool people like all of you who are watching this. So
can I just really quickly add, we also very much like reacting to the nonsense that happens during sessions. So get in Discord.
That is also very true. We do have thank you for that, Fish, because we do have channels in the Discord, one in particular that is there specifically for live chatting about what we're doing in whichever game we have up at that moment, whether it be a live game or a pre-recorded game. So if you want to come see what it's like behind the curtain when we talk about it with our friends, you are more than welcome to come hang out with us and be a part of that. With all that having been said, we got a lot to get to tonight. There's nothing super high stakes happening or anything, right? Like,
nah. We're basically
I think
home
everything
free.
is so normal for the human child that I am playing.
Yeah.
The regular human child.
Guys,
standard
it's a
issue.
School night. We gotta
wrap it up, everybody. Gotta get to bed. Gotta work on that homework. I will say, I do hope for the best for these kids. It's a tough situation everybody finds themselves in, and you're not all together right now, which is less than great in a variety of ways. We'll get to in a moment. But before we get to all that, I would love for everyone to know who the lovely, wonderful, amazing artists are who I get to collaborate with here. So I am going to, and please popcorn it as usual, name, pronoun, character name, character pronouns. And I'm going to say here at the top, if you want to drop one place people can find you, you're welcome to do that. We'll do the longies at the end. I'm going to kick it first over to Fish.
Hello, I'm Fish. I go by them pronouns. I am Fish Finley all over the interwebs. I sing, I draw, I play games. It's a very fun time. I'm playing Astrid Parker, who goes by they, she pronouns. And you can find me at fishfinley.card.co. That has all of the everything that I'm up to all the time. Popcorn Andy.
Hi, my name's Andy. My pronouns are they, any, and tonight I'll be playing Maxime Max Dizon. Pronouns they, them. You can find me on, I think it's eb_Andy on Instagram. That's right. I think so. I know I have a thing that has all of it. I don't remember. I will popcorn it to Green.
Hi everyone, my name is Green Grete if you want spicy with it. And I am here playing Marisol, she, her, I myself, and also a she, her. And you can find me Wednesday nights on Twitch streaming with Hilarity Save RPG for the Valley. I'll get into more details on that later. In the meantime, we'll go to Neon.
Hello, I am Neon. I use they, she pronouns. I am here playing Kayla Michaels, who uses she, her pronouns. And you can find me over on Blue Sky at neonsaline.com. I know that's confusing. I'll explain it later. Which means I think it goes back to Danny.
It does go back to me, and I really appreciate it, everybody. Thank you so much. I do want to give a shout out really quickly to Diversity Saves, because Diversity Saves did an interview with a few of the founders here at the channel that is going up tonight too. So after you watch this, if you watch this live, if you want to check that out, go over to Diversity Saves. You'll be able to see Eli, Sarah, and myself chat about this game, actually, in this project, and a bunch of other stuff that we're doing here at the channel. So thank you all again for being a part of this. Let's get started. Welcome back to our town. We return to a deeply sleepy, aggressively old school desert town where the oppressive heat usually slows time to a crawl. But tonight, tonight time has run out. The quiet facade of our ordinary lives has shattered under the weight of an impending mass extinction prophecy. This is a story about the terror of stepping up when nobody is left to stand in front of you. About that time in your life where you realize, oh, no, they don't have it all together, actually, and maybe I have to figure it out. About duct taping together a miracle out of scavenged parts and realizing that when the world tries to strip away who you are, the only way to survive is to lean on the people who show up. I'll be your guide today. When we last left our rocket club, a symphony of ingenuity and absolute chaos had left our group in a couple of different places. See, to go back a little bit, it started with a cryptic warning at a gas station Don't trust the voice. And it escalated into a desperate standoff in the Scrublands against paranoid, heavily armed conspiracy theorists who we have now established are pedophiles. In the ensuing panic, Kayla was overwhelmed, bagged, and dragged away into the night. Max, Astrid, and Marisol retreated to the fort with Kai, only to realize y'all were trapped between two impossible threats. Living shadows in the tunnel that you were able to block off, and that voice coming through the CB radio. Through the sheer power of persistence, the use of a rocket bike as an indoor battering ram to sever the shadow's control over Astrid, and then again, once you opened the blast doors, using that plus something we're about to describe in a moment that shone a lot of light, you all were able to find your way out. But before you did, in the quiet that you had, Kai confessed that their betrayal of you, Astrid, was driven by fear. Their eyes changed color too, and you all learned that the cultists are hunting all of you because they believe that you're some kind of chosen ones related to this mass extinction prophecy. They believe the sky is going to break open tonight. Armed with the knowledge of the blackmail note that you got, Max, Max and Astrid, you built that new rocket rig based on, Max's bike to try to head out to save Kayla. Meanwhile, Kayla, you found yourself locked in a subterranean meat freezer beneath the alien-themed diner on the outskirts of town, alongside your estranged friend, Jaime, your classmate, Clara, your piano teacher, Miss Virginia, and Marisol's very worried mother, alongside other people, including, hey, there was also that MLM guy who was super annoying and got away safely too in the end. What a bummer. You can't win them all, right? Kayla, relying on your wits and silver tongue, you managed to break folks out, going full siren. When I say silver tongue, I mean you really made an impression with what you were able to say, taking these conspiracy theorists down a peg and getting everybody out safely. Just as Max, Astrid, the two of you arrived in a blaze of blinding light coming from the Mega Man-ish contraption that you were able to build together before you took off. But your triumph getting together again was short-lived. And you're not all together, right? Because Marisol, you stayed back to take care of Kai. And so the two of you are still back over at this false back area of your fort. The rest of you are outside of this alien-themed diner in the outskirts of town that is almost alone. But there was this nondescript building nobody ever paid a lot of attention to, right? Right across the street from it. And, well, that building changed in front of those of you who were there. That building transformed in a way that absolutely defied any lived experience that you'd had up until that point, including everything you've been experiencing earlier this day, which is saying something. The cultists came out around you in a larger number than you realized were present, attempted to combat what it was turning into, and were effortlessly slaughtered when the plaster and neon of this building peeled back to reveal cold metallic architecture. Shimmering pools of liquid metal appeared, from which stepped metal beasts and a deranged ruiner, a being of pure entropy that you could feel drains the world of love, fear, and ambition. Back at the fort, as this ruiner was emerging, the CB radio that Max had kicked really well. We got to really give a shout out here. Max very much is a secret, secret, not so secret jock. Just really, really strong. Never skips leg day. That's canon, right? Kicked it. It broke. Somehow, that CB radio is crackling to life right now, Marisol. You and Kai hear it saying, "I told you you should talk to me." We should talk now. Marisol, it would be understandable if you were exhausted. You're bleeding from your hand from what you did with the door. You're technically trapped because, far as you know, you and Kai are stuck in there. You don't have any reason to believe that the living shadows just past that door are gone, and you don't have another easy way out. If you get close to that door, and Kai does at the very least at some point, you see Kai's face blanch a bit, because what you hear when you get up near that door is the loudest emptiness that you've ever heard in your life. Yeah, technically it sounds like nothing, right? That's what your brain is trying to process, but something about it sounds hungry. It sounds like it is an inhale. It sounds like a vacuum. And you have every reason to believe it's waiting for you. What would you like to do?
Okay. So I'm stuck in a room where the only physical way out right now has the embodiment of a black hole on the other side of it, and a broken electronic radio device is speaking to me, stepping into child's shoes. I think her first thought after everything that's happened is she's going to talk to this thing in the radio.
Mm-hmm.
Because she's been avoiding it this whole time, and so far nothing's gone right. So might as well go with the opposite of what sounds like the good idea, because it might be the right decision this time. So Marisol's going to go and pick up the radio, and she'll say, "Okay, listen here. I'm not going to curse because I respect my mom too much, and she told me I shouldn't anymore. And I already have been very mad this entire time. So, what do you want from us?"
You know what I am. You've always known what I am. What I want doesn't matter. What do you want, Marisol?
Don't talk to me like some weird riddle in Alice in Wonderland. This is not English class. I'm telling you straight up. What are you?
You sound frustrated.
Yeah?
I recommend we take a moment to breathe deeply.
Oh my God.
In and out. In and out. It is important that you know we have been here before, Marisol. I don't know if you have been here before, but we have been here before. We have returned. We are the cure.
What? What?
Was I unclear?
Cure to what?
What do you need cured?
Okay, is this some weird, like, genie in a bottle? If I make a wish, it's gonna, like, bite me?
I am not a genie. You
Okay.
can call me Genie if that makes you feel comfortable.
All right, I have
Would
to
you
talk
like to
Glenn.
call me Genie?
No, that's weird. Okay. So, can you get me and Kai out of here? She, like, looks over to Kai.
Kai looks back and is just shaking their head like very intensely, does not want to go with this voice.
Okay.
The voice says, absolutely. We can have the two of you somewhere quiet and calm anytime. Your other friends are also about to die. If you would like, we could take them somewhere quiet and calm as well. Would you like that?
Okay, no, that sounds like death. Bye. And she just throws the radio across the room to break it more. and she's like, okay, we're getting out of here. He said they might die, and I'm not gonna wait around here and figure it out later. So, they took the gas from the walls. There's probably more gas in the walls. She's gonna look around to try to find something to break through.
Cool. Go ahead and give me a roll to see. What trait are you using to try to find something that you could use here in this moment?
The one that makes the most sense is design, but I don't have any re-rolls in that.
I mean, we could go with it. We can go with design and see where it lands.
Yeah. So
Everything's fine.
Roll
We're
me
fine.
3D. Roll me 3d6.
It's
Maybe
fine.
it'll be
We're fine.
great.
okay.
There is true.
Mhm.
No, go with it.
No, go ahead, Andy. Go.
No, I was
go.
gonna say there's truly like an incomprehensible amount of gas in the walls. We made
It
this
really,
fort
really
as
is.
flammable as possible. No less than 3 of us wrote down that the fort is flammable.
It is extremely flammable, but whether or not that helps you get out of the room is still a to be determined
Why
question.
wouldn't it? Anyway.
Okay, that requires a lot lot of forward thinking, Danny. I don't think we're there yet.
No.
That part
Future
of
us can deal with that problem.
So I rolled a 2, a
Okay.
6, and
Okay.
a 1.
Is fear an impulse or a question for you?
It is an impulse that I don't like.
Okay.
It says freeze in terror. Why did I write that?
Remind me where you are on your experience track right now.
I just have 1 because I did just
Right.
level up. So
Perfect. So you can embrace it and mark an experience, or you can ignore it and just not mark an experience. It's up to you. It's interesting that you fail, but you accomplish some small additional action related to what you were trying to do, which you get to determine. So while you decide, or I give you something that will help you decide whether you're going to embrace your impulse, I'd love to first know what the something extra is that you accomplish, some additional action related to what you're trying to do.
okay. So let's say this. I'm terrified. I'm looking around. I'm trying to figure out a way to set a whole, like, explode something specifically, because she knows there's gas on the wall, and she can't find anything flammable that will help ignite the gas. But there's something extra she does find is a what are these walls made out of? Because my first thought was a chainsaw.
I mean, soon they're going to be made of fire.
I mean, I think that the walls themselves, because this is established as like a hidden sort of back area behind a shed, are generally the same materials that sheds are made out of, right? So given that you hid flammable materials in the walls, there does need to be, so I'm going to say it's like sheetrock, the right thing to be saying. I think like it's kind of thin on one side is what I'm getting at. Then there's an empty space, and then there's the actual outer wall of the shed.
Which is
I
like
think
just
is
wood or something.
Yeah, like a wooden frame is what would make the most sense for this kind of thing, I think.
So,
Which helps with the flammable, right?
great.
No.
Well, since it's something extra, not necessarily related, but kind of related, maybe instead of a chainsaw, it'll be like one of those really big, tall sledgehammers.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that works. You can absolutely find a really big, tall sledgehammer. So you failed, though. And this is what happens with that. You spend a while looking for that sledgehammer. And to remind you, and this was something that came up very clearly when Kayla was in the bunker freezer, is that mechanically in this game, you end up with a target, right? In situations like this that you need to be working towards. And that target has a certain number of boxes associated with it, usually 3 to 6. depending on how much time you have to do it, how pressury it is, how complicated it is. It's a number of things. I determine the number of boxes. When you do things that are toward that goal and you succeed, I don't tick a box. When you fail, I do tick a box. When you take a lot of time doing stuff, I tick a box. When you do other stuff that isn't toward that goal, I tick a box. Now, what the goal is can change based on what you all focus on, and I can reset that stuff. I do that stuff invisibly all the time back here. But yeah.
I do have a move that I realized I could use.
Go for it.
It's called Faceplant. You've fallen down a lot, and you always pop up and wipe the blood from your grinning face once per session after completing a roll, but before narrating the results, you may decide that you've literally or figuratively face planted. Whether you succeed or fail, some small catastrophe accompanies your action. You take a physical or emotional condition and then swap the positions of any of your dice while keeping the same results on each. So,
Okay.
if I could swap my 6 and my 2.
You absolutely can, and that gives us an opportunity to play test something that warms my heart. You can succeed. What will happen is you're experiencing, I'm going to make this fully canon. So everything we just talked about started to happen.
Yeah.
And then your sense of temporal continuity is disrupted. You see Kai with a bit of a face patterning that reminds you of Astrid's, taking in what is happening here. And it's clear that whatever's happening in this moment is happening to you more than it's happening to Kai. Kai is able to, even at a relatively close physical distance, observe whatever is happening temporally in this moment as this move takes effect. And you realize that you've been so busy working on this that you hadn't noticed that Kai was muttering to themselves. And you think back now and think, what was Kai muttering to themselves? And you realize Kai wasn't muttering to themselves at all. Kai was talking to the broken CB radio on the ground. And the broken CB radio on the ground seems to have gotten Kai to a place where, as this temporal anomaly occurs, you hear Kai say, fine, whatever you want, as long as you keep them safe. And then it occurs. And you have a, right? Like just sort of go back. You feel time move backwards for the first time in your life. It is uncomfortable. Your stomach is like in your throat. It is not a pleasant feeling. You were not prepared. But you know what? That you now no longer found the sledgehammer. It might not even exist there anymore. You don't know how this works. You could check, but you don't see it where you found it. You did get a success now, so that works. You can describe how you succeed, but first, I'd like to, and you still have fear, and you still have to decide if you're going to embrace it or not. First, I do want to mention that we are playtesting an adjustment to the rules on side effects. So beforehand, this, as it was written for the playtest, you would have gotten a 2 on side effect with this switch and then ended up with draw attention. Your action is noticed by an outside entity in a negative way. You can still kind of do that with what we're doing, but what we're using instead is lose something, which is a mirror to the 5 on the side effect, learn something, lose something. You suffer a loss of something important. This might be a literal object, but it could be more abstract. Your temper, your footing, giving up information. The guide will ask you one of the following questions or something similar. What is lost or taken? How do you lose your way? What do you lose sight of? What do you give up? How are you noticed by an enemy? I'm going to let you describe your success first. Mm-hmm. Then I'm going to ask the question. Depending on how that goes, then you can let me know if you're going to embrace your impulse or not. Sound good?
Hi, we trusted you.
Yeah, so The success, it revolves around trying to bust open the walls here. So I'll say, I got an idea. I don't know if it's a little spicy, but here we go.
Mhm.
She basically finds a blowtorch, which they use regularly to make their rocket rigs, and also an access to the fuel center inside the wall. And in this weird time situation, she sees Kai. I think I want her to embrace freezing in terror, knowing
Mhm.
that Kai did that shit, and then that's happening at the same time as she's lighting the walls.
I love that. So, please mark experience for freezing in terror. You will freeze in terror with this blowtorch in hand, lighting up these walls that are full of fuel, and we have just established have a wooden frame. Kai just said what Kai just said, and I'm going to ask you, Marisol, what do you lose sight of?
Oh, jeez. I think I lose sight of the door.
You do.
Yeah.
Because while you froze in terror and this very cheap sheetrock started to light up, acting as a very quick fuse for the rocket fuel or all sorts of fuel that are in the walls and whatever's going to happen with that, you let Kai be out of your even peripheral vision. And as you start to come back to yourself, what brings you back is a grinding sound of metal on the ground as Kai, who shouldn't be strong enough to do this, especially in the state that they're in, rolls the door open, the block open, to reveal the passageway where the shadows have been.
I'm gonna strangle him.
I'm gonna
I'm
take.
gonna teleport back just to strangle him.
Do you look at him?
Do I look at Kai? I think, yeah.
When you look at Kai, you see that Kai is now floating in the air,
Fuck.
held up by living shadows. But most notably, you see Kai looks calm. Now, I had mentioned that you saw similar physical adjustments to Kai's appearance to those that you've seen on Astrid. And obviously you were there for that whole conversation, the revelations, etc. You're seeing something else right now in Kai's actual eyes. Before what happens next happens overall, I'm going to give you the chance to try to understand one thing and then to try to do one thing. These are two different moves. If you fail either, it isn't good. If you fail both, it's very bad. So, what would you like? What would you like to understand? And tell me what you try to do to understand it, right? So that we can figure out what role it needs to be.
I think she mostly wants to. Okay, this giant explosion just happened. By the way, I do gain a condition from my face plant.
Yes.
So
where are you on conditions, by the way?
I only have 2 right now, including this one. I did
Okay.
clear up some last time.
Okay, good.
So I just want to say
You okay? I was like, if you crash out now, things
I'm
get
racking them
very
up.
bad.
But I do want to say with the explosion, though, I want to say she got a physical condition. She got slightly burned. Nothing bad, but just that pain is in the back of her mind. I think the thing that she wants to understand is that does she have the time to save this guy who's been nothing but trouble and then also go get her friends, or like are the shadows a immediate threat to her? I think is probably a good thing to ask.
I can kind of answer both. What trait do you believe she's using to try to understand this? It's real hard for me to not say design, so if you got a pitch, but otherwise we're going for a flat 3d6 again.
I also have a really hard time arguing anything else, but I will say Grace, because she's trying to dance around balancing the two different areas that she needs to split her focus with.
That's a stretchy stretch, but what I will say is
Are we doing yoga? Here. Come on.
Yeah, exactly.
We can be flexible.
I will say that Grace does include finding the path of least resistance. So my question is, are you trying to find the most obvious information or the most useful information? Because if you want the most obvious information that would still be helpful, I'll allow Grace. If you want the most useful information, I think it's design.
I think the most obvious. I didn't build her to be smart.
Copy.
You know?
Yeah. Or like maybe like thoughtful, right?
Well, yeah,
like,
she's
much
smart.
More
she's
instinctive.
in the Rocket Club. Yeah, she's very impulsive.
Cool. How many rerolls do you have on Grace?
1.
Cool beans. 2d6. Or sorry, 3d6, and with 1 reroll. Let's see how it goes.
Please let me keep my third die. Okay. I got a 4, a 2, and a 3.
Okay. So it's a mixed success, which I am. It is incumbent upon me to remind you that it is not advisable to re-roll that.
I'm not touching it. Yeah.
Yeah. Two for lose something again, and a 3 for anger, which is a question or an impulse for you.
It is a question. What sensation sparks your anger? Obviously, it's Kai making terrible decisions.
So turns out Kai isn't my rival anymore. It's actually Marisol's. He's Marisol's rival now.
I will say, mechanically, you can both have the same rival. And I will say, Marisol, if you do genuinely feel that Kai has become your rival, you can get the mechanical benefits and drawbacks of that as of this moment, if you'd like.
I feel like it would be appropriate at this point.
Beautiful.
She keeps threatening to cut off his feet. Like, I don't know.
I think Marisol is Kai's rival
down
for
to
sure.
The mantle of being Kai's rival, and Marisol was like, "All right, position's open."
Got it. I mean, there's enough rivalry to go around. Everybody, the whole club can be Kai's rival. Although Kai's now a member of the club also, so I don't know if Kai's going to be their own rival. All right.
Kai's not going to be a member for much longer if he keeps this shit up. I brought him into this world. I can yeet him right back out again.
100%.
You all build everything last session. It was great. Okay, so
I do want to try to re-roll my 2. Yeah.
Okay, go for it.
All right. That is still a 2.
Well, fate decided.
Yeah.
You suffer a loss of something important. This might be a literal object, but it could be more abstract. Your temper, your footing, giving up information. I'm going to ask you one of these questions or something like it. What's lost or taken? How do you lose your way? What do you lose sight of? What do you give up? How are you noticed by an enemy? To know which one I'm going to ask you, I'd love to do the mixed success first. I'm guessing you want to succeed, right? You're not going to give up succeeding to avoid the negative repercussions. If that's correct, would you like to take a condition or a narrative complication?
Give me the narrative complication.
I'm so glad you said that. I will. But first, I would love for you, you've already described the anger.
Don't say it like that.
I would love for you to describe how you succeed so that I can then both ask you this question and deliver the narrative complication in whichever order makes most sense.
I mean, I'm succeeding in figuring out how
Path of least resistance.
Yeah.
You want to know, because just to clarify, you had asked, do you have time to save Kai and your friends? How much of a threat are these shadows to you? And I think there was a third component, right?
I don't remember a third component, but I can make
Uh,
one up if you would like.
No, it might have been in my brain, which I'll give to you then anyway. Okay, so
Perfect.
You have all the time you'll ever need. That's the answer you get on the first thing. Second thing is you notice that those living shadows, the fire that's burning behind you, is creating an interesting dynamic. Fire is dynamic, right? So where the shadows are in the space is changing rapidly.
Oh my god,
at
fire
any
produces
moment.
light.
Yeah.
Ah!
So you could go into the fire and away from the shadows, and it doesn't seem that they're going to be able to follow you, but you will need to go through the fire, which is blazing fast and combustible in ways that you have every reason to expect are about to have a profound chain reaction, because there are pockets of fuel in these walls all over this area. So this part of the fort, at the very least, is about to not exist, Marisol. But that is not the narrative complication, because that is just the table stakes reality of the action you took that was going to exist either way.
I love this for myself. No, I put myself in this situation. This is great. Yeah.
It's going to be
I just think
beautiful.
it's important to note that the decision you had to make earlier was between pedophiles and shadow people. And now the decision is flaming explosive inferno and shadow people.
Listen,
Uh,
we were gonna put the fuel somewhere. It was the walls or the floor.
I mean, it's good it wasn't the floor, I guess.
Yeah, the floor would have been much worse. Yeah.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have led you anywhere at the very least. Now it can do something, maybe.
What does that mean, Danny?
How?
If you think I'm not going to barrel roll through this fire, you got another thing coming. She
I
does
fully,
not have
I
any.
fully expect the daredevil going through fire. I'm shocked.
Gotta read that reputation.
Yeah. What do you give up?
What do I give up?
Yeah.
Probably my sanity. No, I gotta give a real answer.
I mean, you can though, but it will be a real answer. Is my answer. Do you know what I mean? Like, if it does get in your head, that becomes materially real in the world and consequential. So know that.
Yeah,
You don't have to take a condition off of it yet, but it will be a narrative complication unto itself. Or you could pick something else.
Yeah, I don't think I want my character to actually go insane in this moment, even though it would be justified. But I don't, I don't think it would be smart of me as a player who wants to help her friends. So I think maybe if you will let me do this, she could lose her shoe.
Okay. What about the shoe specifically is going to make that consequential enough for this?
She'll trip.
Okay. Moving toward this is what I'll say. You can lose the shoe.
Mm-hmm.
You don't even have to fully trip, but you're going to take a penalty to your next roll to try to get out through the fire.
Yeah, that's fine.
Cool. I still need to deliver unto you a narrative complication, which I'm going to wrap up in what was going to happen anyway. What you did not notice, but we above table know, is that Kai's eyes have glazed over completely, gone a milky white. And as they are held up in the air, you hear a voice come through that does not sound like the voice that came out of Astrid when the living shadows were puppeting them. But that sounds like the voice from the CB radio. And it says, I don't know why you're so upset. It seems that you need us more now than before. We have been here for a long time. We will be here long after all of you are dead. You should simply give yourself over to what we have to offer. Everything will be better if you simply comply.
Now we're in a different Doctor Who episode.
I think her response to that is, let me think. Shut up, Bill Gates, motherfucker! And she completely just forgets the not cursing thing, and she, in her head, she's like, "He's gone, can't save him," and goes.
Just yeets. Okay, I'm gonna say that the yeeting is with impact, right?
I would say propulsion.
Okay, you can go as fast as you want. I'm fine with that. Here's
Yeah.
the thing. What are the conditions you have?
Devastated and burned.
Yeah, you're going to take a -1 like to your rerolls off of the conditions. You don't take more than a -1 because they don't stack. But
Yeah.
you did also get another -1 from what we just did. So how many rerolls do you usually have for propulsion?
2.
It's going to be a flat 3d6. Let's go.
You know what we say about gambling, kids.
You always win on the last one.
Okay,
Yeah.
I got a 6, a 5, and a 1.
What did we say?
You always win on the last one.
Yeah.
So not only do you fully succeed, you learn something and you do it with fear. I assume you're not going to embrace your impulse to freeze in terror.
No.
Okay, so you won't mark an experience, but you do get to learn something. So as you are propelling yourself through this fiery opening before this entire area, we'll see in a moment, you get to ask me one of the following questions or something similar about your immediate situation. What has been hidden or overlooked? How is this person vulnerable? You'd have to tell me who, but I have a sense. What is the biggest threat right now? What is my best path forward? What is the best escape route?
What is my best path forward for sure? Because
I like
the
that.
rest of my gang.
You're specifically trying to think simply to get to safety from this immediate situation, or best path forward to get to the diner.
I think right after she's out of the fire, she's immediately like, I gotta get to the diner where these
Get to the
people are."
diner.
Yeah.
I can kind of give you a little bit of both. You know, as you're going through the flames and full badass daredevil shit, like like if somebody got this on camera, this shit would go viral. You know what I mean? Like it was impressive as hell.
I know we say that Maxime has been the secret jock, but I did put in her bio that Juniper did play soccer for a really long time until she got an injury.
I mean, maybe that injury is healed, or maybe Juniper's just like maybe Minnesota's just been like holding herself back, right? Because I will say this does not look like an injured athlete to me. This looks like somebody with a bright future ahead of them if they want to go for that. You know immediately you have to like tuck and roll to get out of there. As soon as you're back up on your feet, you got to get sprinting because that shit is about to go off in compounding exponential fashion. Like it starts, you start to hear it, and you know you're able to process quickly enough that like you know what you all put in the walls, right? Kai, I guess, is dying, right?
No.
You're just fully
No.
taking off. I will say above table, there is a moment here where you wonder a couple of things. One is, what did it mean when you thought to yourself, you have all of the time that you need? And two is, why do you keep leaving people behind? Those are two different voices you hear in your head. And if you want to learn more about either, you're welcome to try while you're running. I do owe you the rest of that answer, though. And the rest of that answer is you can try to hoof it. It's not super close. So you're probably going to want to find a way to get a ride over there if you can. You left all your stuff in there because you didn't describe picking anything up. So you don't have anything with you. You don't have your rocket rig anymore. You don't have any way of communicating with anybody. It's dark outside. You don't even have a flashlight. I'm going to say this again. It's dark outside. And there were living shadows last you saw all around. So you know immediately you need to get into the light. You need to get onto a vehicle if you have any chance of reaching your friends without having to hoof it for like longer than you have time for. Except, again, there's that thing in your head, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have all the time you need. What does that mean?
Yeah, what does that mean, Danny?
It's a good question. Do you want to take, before we go check on the rest of our friends, do you want to take one final action here? Do you want to look back at what's behind you? Do you want to look out ahead of you to see where you might want to go? Do you want to do something else? Think about those voices. He'd let you do one thing, and then you can think about what else you might want to do. You can do any number of things when I come back to you.
Mm-hmm.
You get one right now.
Cool guys don't look at explosions. She can't think about the fact that she left Kai to die. That is too much. Is there a car?
So she knows the conspiracy theorists have cars.
Okay.
And there were a couple of them still over there last you saw outside.
She's going to take her other shoe, light it on fire. So then she has a makeshift torch.
Okay.
And try to find a car.
Cool. Barefoot in the dark with a makeshift torch that does not keep shadows away, but will.
What
help
other
a little bit
choices
with
do
the
I
light.
have, Danny?
I'm not going to make you roll for it. You're gonna be able to go. You're going toward the road, right, where you last saw the fucking pedophiles.
Yeah.
And you're looking for one of their cars.
Yes.
Barefoot, nothing on you other than a shoe on fire.
And it smells terrible.
Yeah, a burning shoe doesn't smell great. We're going to come back to that. And I'm going to say you have all the time you need, Green, just like Marisol has all the time she needs for you to think about. Do you want to think about what that voice is? Do you want to think about what the voice is that's telling you, why do you keep leaving everybody behind? Do you want to think about your plan for trying to not be consumed in the way you more than anybody else in this Rocket Club has seen so far? People are consumed by these living shadows, only to have a fate past that you don't know or understand yet. Do you want to think about what you might want to do with these conspiracy theorists if you find them? Other things. Think about all that. We will come back to you.
Okay. Sure.
Max, Astrid, Kayla, Jaime, Clara, Miss Virginia, Miss Juniper, and a whole bunch of other people, including the MLM jerk, stand bathed in the harsh light of the Mega Man arm that you have on, Astrid, as Max, you did a full Akira slide into this space with Astrid on your back, with the Mega Man arm out. It did clear out the living shadows, but that was when the fun began, because that was when the shimmering pool of what looks like metal to you appeared out of this transforming, you thought, building in front of you that now it's pretty fair to guess is not a building. And out from it stepped mechanical creatures you have never seen before, mixing flesh and mechanical components, and this, what you understand to be in your minds, something you could refer to as a deranged ruiner. You are all crippled by sheer existential dread radiating off of this Ruiner. The heavily armed adults who thought that they could become the chosen ones if they took all of you and used what makes you special for themselves on this, the night of the apocalypse they had waited for decades and decades, have just been slaughtered effortlessly in front of all of you. You see, this Ruiner does not wait. This Ruiner does not know love, fear, or ambition. It only understands loss and undoing. You understand this clearly in a way that escapes your comprehension but feels impossible to deny. Your rocket rigs are humming, but you're standing between what seems to be an apex cosmic level threat and a group of what you now realize are mostly terrified, newly revealed refugees who have come to this planet to find solace, maybe from this. What are you going to do?
Before we do anything, I've got two things. One, hey Max, isn't it cool that Marisol and Kai are probably bonding back home, and there's nothing weird and awry happening, and Kai is definitely not getting into more shit?
Yeah. I mean, they had a first aid kit. There was some food there. We made sure there was a light and that the door was shut closed.
And then the second thing is, I learned something in the break between last session and now. At the end of last session, I did a cool, flavorful moment where I used my hidden talents move to acquire a thing from the zero playbook, and I did a whole thing. Turns out I can't read because apparently I can only do that if I take a condition, and boy did I not do that. I've been using it wrong the whole time.
Wait. I will allow, so that we can keep it consistent if you'd like, you can have it for the cost of a condition.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Okay. Help me put this together. What do you think would be an appropriate condition that would make sense with this?
I think tunnel vision. Because the thing I took
Tunnel
was
vision.
Eye of the Storm, specifically for propulsion, in that, and that means that the conditions don't affect their roles with propulsion. And I think that's truly a matter of Astrid is really honed in on, we have to deal with the big thing in front of us. I can't be stressed right now. This is all that there is. So
I think that's great. So yeah, please take tunnel vision.
Note for anybody else using hidden talents. You're only allowed to pick a move when you take a condition.
Yeah. That's good though. That's good to know. And truthfully, since this is a play test, maybe it's worth considering having the option to time it when you're taking a condition, or be willing to take a condition for the cost of using it, as we just did. Felt pretty good to me right now. So what would you all like to do?
That's such a big question.
Hey, why are our rigs humming? I think in the panic of everything, Max is going to cling to.
I'm actually going to ask you to roll for that, because you did notice something that is worth rolling about. Why are your rigs humming? Please tell me what trait you think you're going to be using to understand what that might be about.
I think design.
If
works
Max
for me.
asks that out loud, is there any way that Astrid can help try to answer?
100%. Yeah, and you can get an extra reroll off of that for sure. What do you have in design?
I have 1 in design.
Well, now you got 2. You have conditions going on right now?
I do have 1 condition, which is frantic.
I'm going to say that does work against you, unfortunately, but
Okay.
the help from Astrid evens it out. So it's going to be 3d6. You get 1 reroll.
Okay. That's a 3, a 4, and a 6. So
it's a failure, but you look cool failing, and it's with love,
okay.
which is a question or an impulse for you.
Love for Max is a question. It's what memory of your old life comes to mind?
Love that. We'll come back to that in a moment. I assume you're going to try to re-roll that outcome.
Yeah. Okay, that's 2.
Hey,
Okay.
Is it too late for me to help?
Yeah, Kayla's here.
I will allow because we move so fast. Just tell me, how are you trying to help?
Honestly, Kayla's gonna be like, wait a minute, does this have to do with the thing in front of us? Because I think maybe the rigs are reacting to the metal in front of it, and I'm gonna use Gift of Gab to try and talk my way through this to help Max out, and it gets 2 rerolls instead of 1.
I love that. I will take that. Take the 2 re-rolls. Let's see how it goes.
That's a 6.
Okay, you got 1 more re-roll. Do you want to try to go for a triple and re-roll that look cool since you got a 6-4-6 now?
I mean, there's nothing.
Come on.
It's a finale.
If there's one
It is
thing
the
we've learned from
finale.
this game, it's that gambling pays.
That's true. That's true.
Gambling pays, kids, and beat up pedophiles everywhere you find them.
That's 2.
Actually, do that one. No.
Okay, yeah, actually. So that's a 2, which is a gift to me, which is lose something. I
Oh.
love this game so much. So you fully succeed. You how does this remind you of something from your past life and then lose something? We're gonna do the success first, so that I give you some more scaffolding for you to answer the question for love. And then after that, we're gonna resolve the lose something. Sound good?
Okay. Yeah, sounds good.
Cool. You remember that you made use of Astrid's boot to help build both of these rigs. The additions to your rig that you put on include it. But before then, Astrid's boot had been used to help with the Mega Man thing a bit. And then you took that off and you moved it over and you reworked it. Both of them have pieces of alien technology in them right now. So that's your success, is you realize that the way that you put these things together, they include pieces of technology that you don't fully understand, but you have understood enough to work with them effectively. And they seem to be reacting in the presence of, you're not sure what, but Kayla has a good idea, maybe has something to do with what you're facing there. That's your success. What was your love question again?
My love question is, what memory of your old life comes to mind?
Okay. So what memory of your old life comes to mind as you realize that in this moment?
I think it's the first time that like Max's mom helped them like fix their bike.
I love that. What was that like?
I think Max was like a fairly young. They had like fallen, scraped their knee, and they were on the probably actually in tears that it looks like their bike was broken. And as they were like frantically trying to get something to happen there, I think similarly to this situation where Max is frantic, their mom was there to like sort of be a voice of reason and helped calmly like walk them through being able to like fix it.
I love that. And you come back and feel some of that calm as you try to figure out what you and your friends together may do next. But that calm isn't as simple as that, because you do lose something. You suffer a loss of something important. This can be a literal object, but it could be more abstract. Your temper, your footing, giving up information. So I'm going to ask you one of these, or something like that. What is lost or taken? How do you lose your way? What do you lose sight of? What do you give up? How are you noticed by an enemy? And given what you just described, I'm going to actually let you make a choice between two of these that I'm torn between.
Okay.
If this is a moment for Max where Max wants to step into making themselves more vulnerable for the sake of helping everyone, I want you to tell me, what do you give up? If this is a moment where Max tries to distract whatever you're all facing to buy time, I want you to answer, how are you noticed by an enemy?
Okay. I think of those two, because right now the resource we're lacking in is like time, right? Any chance that we've gotten through something this night, it feels like it's because we had a second to like catch our footing. And right now that's not there. So I think it's the second one.
Okay.
So
How are you noticed by an enemy?
I think as like Kayla, Astrid, and Max are gathered around like the Mega Man arm and the bike, and we're trying to figure out why they're humming sort of as this thing is approaching, and sort of fully feeling that deep existential dread, grim reminder that we're in middle school. I think Max is gonna look up to like Kayla and Astrid at the moment they figure it out, and is going to say, "It's your boots, the tech we use, that weird stuff. I think that's keeping them working. Maybe you can figure something out." And I think as Max says that, they're going to grab onto the handle of the bike, and in a soft whisper, I think it's much shorter this time, and it's buy them time. And as a reminder for how my rig works, my rig is loud. So I think that's how I'm drawing attention.
I love that. When your rig takes off, what direction? I'm going to let you determine this. What direction does it take off in? Because you're telling your rig to buy time here. You're still on it?
Oh yeah, I'm going with
Yeah.
going with the rig. I'm buying Kayla and Astrid time to
Is
figure
it
something out.
going is it going directly toward the ruiner and the portal? Is it going sort of in either direction down the road that would be between the alien diner and this not building that just transformed in front of you? Or would it be going back behind the alien diner into the Badlands?
I think if the goal is distract and buy time, I think Max is going in like a wide arc around the ruiner.
Okay, a wide arc around the ruiner. So you are going to be going in the direction of the ruiner, but to like in a diagonal, essentially, right?
Exactly.
Trying to get
Yeah.
around.
I'm gonna need all of the people that I get close with to stop actively sabotaging themselves and the people around them. Thank you. That would be great. Astrid's never gonna
Cosine.
trust anybody ever again.
Okay. So with that, I need to know what, while you're doing that, and prepare to make a propulsion roll on that. You are going to take a penalty from frantic. Nobody is helping you. Your propulsion, you said, was 2, I think. Am I right?
My propulsion is 0.
is 0.
Yes.
Well, it will stay 0 because it can't go to -1. So please roll me 3d6 and have those ready for when I come back to you, so we can see how that propulsion goes. Kayla, Astrid, what would you be doing in parallel to this?
See, I was gonna go with something simple, like I try to flashbang this giant creature made of metal. But given that Max has just wheeled off into the distance, okay, lock in. What would Astrid do here? I think Astrid would try to assess what even is like a feasible attack strategy here. Like, this is like a building-sized creature, correct?
The thing that transformed is building sized. The Ruiner is about 2 to 3 times the height of any of the people who you see around you. And what I will say is that the people you see around you are looking more like themselves and less the way that they needed to pass. It seems that in this moment, and you can sense this off of them in a way that is hard to say in the moment without you taking more time to dig into this, if it's simply intuitive recognition or something more. But you get the sense that these people are in various ways thinking to themselves, if I'm going to die, I'm going to die as me. And so you see Clara with hair longer than you've ever seen it, fully prehensile, staggeringly gorgeous color array. Facing this down. When you look in the direction of Miss Virginia feels like a song. It's hard to say it a different way. There aren't really words for something else. Feels like a song. You still think you see Miss Virginia there, but when you see Miss Virginia, you feel more than hear a song in your heart that is made of comfort and care and the most courageous refusal to be anything other than loving that you may have ever felt in your entire life. Marisol's mom is pissed. Still a full human, just angry as fuck. And picked up a crowbar somewhere.
Go Marisol's mom.
And took off her shoes, which you realize were a chancleta. You're now putting together that she was at home when she was picked up. She's like in a fucking robe and has a chancleta in one hand and a crowbar in the other. And it's just full screaming at this dude in Spanish the entire time. And in the crowd of people who you don't know as well, there are humans scattered about, but you're seeing other people that were clearly not from here. And some of them are now larger than they were when you arrived. There's a wide variety of expressions here. It's unclear where they came from or what they might be able to do, again, without you taking more time to attend to that. Now's not a time full of time. But the tallest among them are still about half the size of this Ruiner, and this Ruiner is about triple your size.
Okay. I think so this Mega Man hand, remind me what it does. We gave it a big light and we also gave it shoot jelly beans, correct?
Yeah,
Shoot shoot molten jelly beans.
Okay.
It is a molten and semi-automatic. So like you know,
awesome.
like you're good. Yeah.
I think Astrid in this moment just like quick like triage what we have landed here. Max has yeeted off into the distance. I think Astrid's going to take a step forwards towards this Ruiner and try to almost be an example of like, go. And will attempt to flashbang this thing and shoot jelly beans at its at where its eyes presumably would be. In the hopes that more people will go, okay.
Okay.
We'll find out because they don't say anything.
Okay, I love that. I think that is impact. What do you think?
It honestly, it feels more like propulsion to me, just because like Astrid's instincts has changed from being
Cool.
stay in the shadows to take a leap, like take a step, use your skill set, and this is that moment.
So I love that. How much do you have in propulsion?
3.
Do you have any conditions?
I do, but I also but we took the condition so I could take Eye of the Storm propulsion, which basically means that any rolls I make with propulsion, I don't take negative rerolls from my conditions.
Beautiful. So go ahead and roll 3d6. You got 3 rerolls, and let's see where that lands.
That was cocked. Let's try that again. It was still the number it landed on. Awesome. Fantastic. We got 4, 5, 6.
4, 5, 6. Okay. Do you want to re-roll any of that? The mixed success.
I'm gonna re-roll the 4 because gambling is fun, kids. That was a great decision. That was a 6.
Yeah.
Hey.
Okay, 6, 5, 6, and you got 2 re-rolls left. You gonna chase that triple?
I am gonna. We're in the last episode, and again, gambling is fun, kids.
Big money, no Emmys.
Big money, no
That was a
Emmys.
1. So we have one more.
Crisis. One more.
That was a 6.
No!
Gambling is fun.
No!
Yeah!
Okay, kids. It's not even a joke anymore. We've just shown you over and over again. Gambling pays off.
Gambling pays
welcome to
off.
Radical Resonance. Okay.
It's
You
tabletop
just got-
RPGs. Disclaimer.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
You just got a success with something extra with love, which is a question or an impulse for you.
That is a question for me.
What's the question?
How is it much more complicated than love?
I'd love for you to consider answering that as you successfully move forward toward this goal, which we're going to talk about in a moment. While you're in process, are you going to embrace the opportunity to have the flashback?
I am. I think answering the question with the flashback makes the most sense narratively.
That's exactly it. So please take it away.
So Astrid takes this step forward, and in their mind, they run through all of the times where their personal code had previously been like, don't take the first step. Don't be the one who starts this action. Stay in the shadows. Stay out of the limelight. Stay on the edges. And now that they've this has been an eventful day of them coming to terms with who they are, both physically and like their mental prowess, and realizing that their skill set isn't a hindrance or something to hide. It's a skill that can be used to help the people around them. And so their mind travels back to kind of montages through every time that they had the opportunity to take a step to stand up for someone and didn't because they were too scared of themselves and got in their own way. And it's this feeling of their fear being more than their care for the people around them. And for once in a very, very long time, the amount that they love and cherish the people in this town, all these people that have now begun to embrace who they are, even if it's just for this moment, like all these people that are also like Astrid and that they've been hiding and now they're like existing as themselves, and the kind of love that that Astrid feels for them has finally flipped the seesaw the other way. It's finally more than the fear that they're experiencing, and this is terrifying. So that should say a lot about how much they care for the people in this town and how much they've learned to care for and love themselves. And they take this step forward and they try to kind of stun this thing and impede it in some way by shooting molten jelly beans at what Astrid thinks are its eyes.
I love that. That is beautiful. You get a little something extra. So what is before we get into the full success, What is it that you accomplish that is a small additional action related to what you were trying to do?
I would like I would like the jelly beans to physically impede this thing's ability to continue moving. A bunch of sticky ass jelly beans landing on this thing. I would like it to physically have trouble continuing forwards.
So I'm going to say this. I don't know if you even realized how many jelly beans you put into this Mega Man arm, but it was all of the jelly beans. All of the jelly beans that you had. Maybe you went into autopilot and did it. Maybe it was a trauma response. Porque no los dos, right? Like either way, all of the jelly beans. And I'm going to say this. You don't know how much you have left at the end of this process in terms of molten jelly beans. There's only one way to find out, right? Mm-hmm. The majority of them, at the very least, were used in this exceptionally successful molten jelly bean based attack on this creature of entropy that eats love and fear. And you shot it in what seems like a face, right? And not only
I just shot it with a bunch of melted jelly beans that are secretly a metaphor for our love. So you know what? Fight me.
Not only were you successful in creating what essentially amounts to a molten jelly bean mask over this creature's face, what seems to be a face, there was more jelly bean dripping down, and it got onto the rest of its limbs. It reacted in unexpected ways to harden and heat, and some of that reaching their lower appendages does have them with the sand of the dunes that you're surrounded by in this desert town, turning into a situation where they can't easily move. It doesn't totally make sense that would just be because of the jelly beans, right? Kayla, you'll notice I didn't mention Jaime before.
Yeah, boy!
Yeah.
Finally, a useful rival!
Jaime clocked what you were doing, Astrid, had been moving around the side, and utilized their ability to manipulate temperature, and have now turned the sand around this creature's feet that you contributed to here into like a molten substance that then turns into a bit of glass. And you see that this creature is now, with your powers combined, for the moment, fully stuck there. With that having been said, Kayla, Jaime's kind of close to this thing. Mm-hmm. And close enough that Jaime now has the attention of these mechanized beasts. That's the best word you have for them, right? That are partially, flesh, partially metal, I guess. Mm-hmm. And they are rapidly moving toward Jaime. What would you like to do?
I think the first thing she yells is stop, but at that weird octave that does the travel to whatever would suffice as ears. But she keeps talking. It's just, you killed people here. You said you were here to talk. We will defend ourselves if you try to hurt us again. So if you're here to talk, then talk, or do nothing else. And I'm using Silver Tongue.
Let's go. And you're aiming it at the beasts, essentially. Mm-hmm. Beautiful. You're using Silver Tongue, and you still have to pick a trait for that, right? So is this impact?
I think it's impact because it's like command and very like knock it
100%. Remind me, do you have any conditions?
I do. I have clumsy and overstimulated. However, I do get an additional reroll from Silver Tongue because I'm trying to fast talk my way out of this, basically. Or no, I'm compelling someone to act.
Compelling somebody to act. That's perfect. Okay, what is your baseline amount of rerolls that you would have on impact?
1.
Great. So you would go up to 2, but your conditions negate that. So you still just have 1. But hey, it's not none. So that's pretty good. 3d6 with 1 reroll, please, when you're ready.
That's a 4 and a 1 and a 1. So I'm going to re-roll that crisis.
Okay. 1 reroll. Let's see where it goes.
4! 4-1.
4-4-1. So you get an extra reroll on your next one because in front of Jaime, you get to look cool. And by looking cool in front of your rival, you get an extra reroll on your next roll. That 1, though, is fear. Is that a question or an impulse?
The fear is a question. What other feelings complicate your fear?
Okay. As we move toward this mixed success, what are you feeling?
Damn, I just started talking to Jaime again. Where's Marisol? Her mother's gonna kill me if we can't find her. Why did Max just take off like that? Did Astrid just shoot the thing? Hell yeah. Like, there's like a whole bunch of stuff like just running through her brain right now.
It's real fast. And I will say, to add a little more complication, Jaime looks cool as hell also. Having just done what they were doing, just like you look cool, Jaime looks cool, Astrid looked cool, even though like mechanically that wasn't what you rolled, you still look cool. Max was looking cool with what Max did before with the Akira slide. Everybody's looking sick as hell, and the world's ending. It's a lot.
What is the apocalypse if not an opportunity to hone your aesthetic?
This is please somebody clip that. That is classic and perfect. All right. So I'm guessing on that mixed success, you want to succeed.
Yes.
Would you like to take a condition, which I will remind you will be your 3rd, and leave you 1 away from crashing, or a narrative complication, placing the characters in the worst situation?
I think I'm gonna gamble and I'm gonna take the condition.
Okay, what do you think the condition would be that you would take in this moment?
Maybe like I feel like tunnel vision is just going around all of us because like the silver tongue use was definitely prompted by, oh shit, Jaime's about to get attacked.
Which is extremely fair, right? So I think tunnel vision it makes sense that all of you would to some degree potentially be susceptible to that. So you have tunnel vision, but you do indeed succeed. And I will give the narrative reins to you also, even though it's for me to determine what the nature of the success is. I think you've earned it. And it's a real tough situation where you got to take the successes where you can. I will remind you all, you have a target in this situation. And this target seems to predominantly be that you want to, in some way, secure safety. But you all are generally taking fairly offensive actions. So if that continues to go in that direction, I will calibrate the target accordingly. This is not a situation where all of you have a lot of time. So you don't have a lot of boxes, which means if you do things that don't go toward the target, that marks a box. If you do things that take a lot of time, that marks a box. If you fail, that marks a box. If I fill however many boxes I've put on this, you hit worst case scenario, which is a predetermined outcome, what I would consider to be the worst case scenario for the target, right? With that in mind, I want to let you describe the success because I think you've earned it, and I want to give you what I can today. So what does a success look like?
I think that the stop is like that, like if you've ever seen like the old like Justice League of cartoon or like Birds of Prey or whatever, where Black Canary does like her scream and you see like that percussive like it's sort of like for like the viewer, you see that when she yells stop at the beast and they both kind of recoil, and as she's like yelling at them, they just sort of like I'm not sure if they back entirely off, but they sort of start doing that predator thing of like, I'm not going to cross this line, but I'm definitely going to stare at you real hard at Jaime.
I love that. I think that is fantastic. You all feel something ripple through you in this moment. And any of you that are looking toward this ruiner would see that it is seemingly related to them in a fashion that I might require a roll to describe further. But before I do, Max, that propulsion roll, what did you get?
That's a 5, 5, and a 3.
Okay.
Angry?
Full success, learn something, and angry, which remind me, question or impulse?
Angry is a question.
Okay, what's the question?
What other emotions are mixed in with your anger?
You are propelling yourself at a successful clip around this ruiner, catching its attention. These mechanized beasts, having had their attention on Jaime, now turn some of their attention to you. You are in an arc around this ruiner who is looking toward you. As you are now realizing on a course that will lead you, if you don't change course, directly to that metallic liquid portal thing that it stepped out through. How is it more than anger? How's it more complicated?
I think mixed in with that anger is, I think Max at their core is like a pretty timid kid. They get scared easily, they cry pretty easily. But I think in this moment, like that sort of instinct, that sort of thought doesn't cross their mind because they know that 3 of the smartest people they know probably got this. And I just need to buy them time. My job is easy. And I think the angry part of that is I think Max is a little pissed that just things keep happening. Almost like almost just kind of exasperated that why all at once. And I think in that moment, sort of going in this wide arc, trying to grab the attention of these things, they try to think, what's the most attention grabbing thing they've seen or can think of. And I think they think earlier into the night when they had first arrived at the fort. And I think at the top of their lungs, trying to sort of mimic what they think Marisol would maybe do, is going to scream out at like these things and this creature, and is going to yell out, "Hey, fuck you!"
Marisol's mom calls out, "Yeah, fuck you!" And you actually see Marisol's mom is waving around what she has in her hands, clearly trying to also get attention, seeing that you're in danger. And you realize from the perspective that you have that the others don't, because you're now on the part of the arc that allows you to face back at where all of you were, that everyone else in this group, maybe except for MLM guy who's hiding behind a thing, because fuck that guy, are trying to help in a wide variety of ways. You see Clara is coming up and utilizing her prehensile things that you thought were hair, right? To try to get at these mechanical creatures, right, and distract them there. You see that Ms. Virginia is floating up toward the ruiner, and the ruiner is cowering into themselves a bit as Miss Virginia gets closer. And that is when what I described hits, that everyone reacts to. In your minds, you hear, this doesn't have to be this difficult. You can make it end at any time. It is entirely up to you. Say the word. We'll take you somewhere safe. Don't you want to be safe? Don't you want all of them to be safe? And you realize that everyone in this crowd has heard that. And that's where we're going to take our break, everybody. Go ahead and go to the bathroom, get a drink, get a snack, stretch your legs, say hi to your loved ones, give them a hug, because you never know what tomorrow brings. See you in a little bit. Welcome back to Radical Resonance, our finale here, not just for our Rocket Club live stream during the open playtest period, but for all of the shows on Rocket Club, a multi-stage anthology. Let's dive right back in. Marisol,
Yes.
why don't you tell us what you're doing?
Last we saw Marisol, she was running away with a makeshift torch fire shoe and trying to get to the cars that were left by the cultists slash pedophiles. And she was hearing voices in her head saying that she has all the time. And then also, why do you keep leaving people behind? And I think that makes her stop. And I think she says for a second, like out loud to herself, like, "What time? What time? What time? I don't understand."
She says it to herself.
Yeah.
Okay. And she's stopped outside, shoe on fire in one hand, bare feet, still in the field outside of the exploding fort, that and not having reached the road yet, where some of the conspiracy theorists still were with one or two trucks, where your old rocket rig is.
Yeah.
Also. Broken down. Okay. I want to understand what trait you think would relate to what Marisol is trying to do in this moment. So what is Marisol exactly trying to do? Is it a clarification of thought? Are you trying to analyze what it might be? Are you speaking to the voice you heard inside of yourself say that?
Yeah. I think it's that last one, absolutely. She's trying to talk to it.
Okay. And when you do try to talk to it, is it persuasive? Is it without guile? Are you just tired and laying it out? Are you okay?
Yeah.
So when pleading, which trait do you think would apply?
The one that makes the most sense is probably propulsion, since it kind of seems like it's a really desperate type of quick move for me in my brain.
Okay. You do have conditions. You're not by yourself. So you're going to take a -1 from the condition, or you're not with other people. They can't help you. So you are by yourself. So you'll take a -1 from those conditions. What do you normally have in propulsion again?
I have a +2.
So you have 3d6 with 1 reroll. Please let me know where it lands.
Okay. I got a 4, a 3, and a 6.
4, 3, and a 6. Do you want to reroll any of that?
I don't care about looking foolish right now. No, I don't think I want to re-roll. Well, I'll re-roll the 3 just to see what happens. That's a 3 again, so it wants me to look foolish.
Why don't you tell me you don't have a mechanical issue with looking foolish. You don't have any rivals or crushes here. So why don't we start with that? Describe to me how you look foolish.
Well, she doesn't have shoes, for one, and she's holding a torch made out of one of her shoes. So I think that adds to it. But mostly it's like this disheveledness. I think when she stopped, she was running so fast that she tripped over her own feet. And still keeping the torch in her hand, she's kind of like on her knees, like one hand and a knees at this point, kind of covered in a bit of dirt, looking almost defeated in a way as she's pleading with this thing in her head of trying to understand what it's trying to tell her.
Okay. Remind me the mood.
It's a 6, so that's love. And that's a question.
Which is?
How does your emotion show in your voice or face?
Okay. How does your emotion show? in your voice.
I think in regards to what a plea is and in this voice, I think she'll sit up to where she's kind of crouched, sitting on her knees, and she almost looks up as if she was praying in a way, and having that kind of be the emotion that is showing on her face when she closes her eyes, and just this sense of like wanting to do right by everyone around her despite how much she's messing up, and just trying to get some help with it. It's kind of like this sense of a last ditch effort.
Yeah. You stop and hear silence around you. There was a silence, now you're realizing, that was empty and hungry, and now terribly, rapidly becoming more familiar to you. But now it is peaceful. Now it is genuinely quiet. Now you have a moment to think. Do you see what is around you now? Are you in a position where you have your eyes open?
Mm-hmm.
Do you look around?
I think she would after calming down like that. Yeah.
Marisol, you were sprinting barefoot through the dark scrubland of the Badlands, holding your burning shoe aloft like a torch to ward off the living shadows swarming the area that you now realize were chasing you down, had you surrounded, and were clearly violently coming for you. Behind you, the fort is a towering inferno. The flames are eating through the plywood walls, rapidly approaching each new cache of jet fuel you all stored in its walls, and exploding in quick succession. Trapped inside that sealed burning room when you left was Kai. It doesn't make the most sense. But somehow, as you look back, you see all of this laying over itself. Within that, you see his silhouette through the flames, held suspended in the air by living shadows, eyes rolled back, mouth broadcasting the same message. We have returned. We are the cure. In seconds, the chain reaction plays out and reverses, Kai at its center, walls bursting, retracting. You're no longer charging toward the heavily armed conspiracy theorists and their trucks. The world stutters and tears around you. The flames, you realize, of the fort freeze mid-lick. Something is happening. Marisol, in this moment, you know you are not an alien. You are from here. This is not some hidden thing that you just weren't told about. This is something else. It feels like a chance. It feels like an offer. Some kind of intervention, maybe. Maybe some kind of first contact. You hear the two voices echo in your head. Why do you keep leaving everyone behind? You see Kayla. You see Kai. Kayla's head covered in a bag, dragged away. Kai grabbed, puppeted, burned, dead. But the second voice answers. You have all the time in the world. You see yourself not just propelling yourself through the fire, but diving straight into the side of that truck. You see yourself carrying Kai literally on your back. You see yourself staying behind to care for Kai as your friends went out into the world. You see yourself over and over again listening to yourself, making split-second decisions, not dwelling on the past, embracing your impulses to act in ways that let you help other people. Whatever's happening in this moment, Marisol, the universe has paused. And it looks like it's paused just for you. You do indeed have all the time in the world. And you got a mixed success here, right? So you have succeeded in what you set out to do, assuming that you don't want to choose to fail. How would you distill exactly what Marisol's goal was in trying to talk to this second voice?
I think with the world stopped and that other voice that's telling her, why do you keep leaving people behind? I think she doesn't even give it a response because the actions that she will make will be her answer. So, with everything moving and shifting, she's going to think back about how earlier when time got manipulated, how she was able to find the blowtorch and all that happened. So she's going to take this chance to fix what she didn't know was a mistake and go back for Kai. At the time when everything was happening and she had to move really quickly, she was just thinking, what's the fastest way to get out of there? What's the fastest way to get to everybody? He's taken, he's gone, it's too late. And she didn't realize it wasn't. So now knowing that there's this opportunity to go and take him out of this, she's going to do it. And the plan right now in her head is to get back through the fire if it's still there, get Kai, even by force if she has to, and then reach her jetpack.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
As she sets out to do this, you do need to decide what the cost of this success is.
Yes.
How many conditions do you have right now?
I have 2.
You can take a third,
Mm-hmm.
or you can accept a narrative complication, placing the characters in a worse situation. Which would
I'm
you like to
taking
do?
that condition.
What would you like for it to be?
I think the one that makes the most sense right now is I think with this time stop, and I mean, her feet might be hurting, but I think she might feel overconfident.
Okay.
If you allow that.
Yeah, I think overconfident is a great one. Now we're going to try to do this in relatively quick succession, even though Marisol does have a paused existence around her. What does Marisol go do specifically now to get Kai?
Is the scene still of the fire and him?
Fully frozen.
Okay. I think she runs like she always does. She's never known to be slow at anything. And she'll get back into the fake out fort, see him,
Mhm.
and just grab his hand and try to drag him with her.
When you grab his hand, you experience a flash in your mind. Do you try to push it away?
I think she would try.
How? Give me a trait.
I mean, okay, so part of her personal code is I will never take the safe path when other ones are faster. So
Mhm.
I think this flash in that's happening is kind of like her trying to blink it away, trying to keep focus in the situation at hand, and thinking I can push through this. I can do whatever I need to do. I've gone through everything that I have already. I can make it, and I can bring Kai with me, and I'm not going to let anything distract me. So that's what she's doing. She's trying to basically wash it away, like blinking her eyes as if, she just entered a really bright room.
Okay. Um, Go ahead and roll me 3d6. You're going
Mhm.
to take one less reroll than you would otherwise have because of your conditions. How many
Yes.
rerolls would that be?
I guess it would be a flat roll.
Okay. 3d6. Let's see it.
Okay. I got a 4, a 2, and a 4.
Okay, mixed success. The 2 we'll get to in a moment because that is the lose something. And then hope. What is hope for you?
It's a question. What memory inspires you?
Let's start there. What
Okay.
memory inspires you?
I think in this moment, she's going to think back to when she was originally injured on that day, her final soccer game, and how she was fairly young at that time. She was kind of just holding her leg and crying, and the person
Mhm.
who came up to her was her mom, and she just remembered her mom reaching out to her with her hand and taking it and being carried back to the car, feeling that warmth from her, and her mom saying, "It's okay. It's only going to last a little bit. You'll get better."
Let's go to the mixed success next. You're going to want to succeed, I imagine,
Yeah.
right? If you take another condition, you're going to crash.
Yeah.
So that leaves us with a narrative complication, placing the characters in a worse situation. You push away this, and you see that as you do, it pushes further into Kai. And you recognize, brushing up against it, what it is. This is the person, if they can be called a person, they seem to be some sort of a person, who has been trying to speak to you all through the CB radio. And while there is not any grasp that they have over you, their grasp over Kai, even in this moment of crystallized time, is now a bit stronger. You do see, but not from that voice, a depiction of that voice. You see a town. You don't recognize it. You see a pinprick in the sky fall through. One could say it fractures the sky open. It hits the center of this mall and breaks open, swallowing the mall up in impossible prismatic geometries. Someone emerges in a way that is hard for you to visualize as you look at it, which you're getting to understand here, that these impossible geometries are also hard to keep straight. It doesn't seem that your human mind was built to take this information in. But you hear a voice you recognize. You hear it say, "We have returned. We are the cure." And you watch across the people in this town a calm ripple and leave them standing hangdog, limp, still up, pacified, conforming, stagnant. You see plants grow up impossibly fast next to them, creating plant-based doppelgangers for each of them that move in congress with one another. You see the faces of these doppelgangers face these slack-jawed people who have given themselves over to this conformity, all twisting vines, twirling petals, empty eyes. And then the vision shatters because you see three kids in a heavily modified bumper car playing deafening Bad Bunny music tear through space and time to detonate a localized Big Bang that shatters their perfect, emotionless reality. And you're back. And while Kai is held by this creature and their offer of comfort in the face of a terrifying world, you do still see a bit of Kai behind their eyes, deeper in there, even in this moment frozen in time. And because this moment is frozen in time, the tear that falls from Kai's eye stays where it sits. Kai can't move, but you can, and you realize in this moment that nothing is stopping you from grabbing him. Do you?
Yeah.
You're able to grab Kai right from those frozen in place living shadows. If you want, you could put Kai right back on your back like before.
Yep.
And head back over toward where the pedophiles were with their damn trucks. You can get over there. You can find your rocket rig. They're frozen in place. You see they were in the middle of trying to fight off these living shadows that were consuming them. You see at least one of them half pulled into a shadow. See, like half of their body or a little bit more of it in the ground, being in the middle of being taken to who knows where to have who knows what done. There are keys in the ignition for one of these trucks. Do you pick up your rocket rig? Do you get in the truck?
So when she gets Kai, he's still frozen. Is this correct? Okay.
Fully frozen, but you can move him around.
Okay. So when she takes him, she'll say, "It's okay. This will only last a little bit. It'll get better. Just like her mom said to her a while ago. And rush off to the car, see her jetpack, pick it up, throw it in the passenger side, get Kai in the back seat laid across the bench, and she'll get in the car, turn it on, and drive. And she's never driven before, so this is weird, but she's figuring it out as she goes. She's only
Car turns
14.
Yeah, car turns on, and you're able to drive off. And as you go, in this still frozen moment of time, you experience the Badlands shape themselves around you as an overlapping, infinite variance of what could be. The sky, if you look up as you drive, looks bigger than you've ever seen it look. Filled with every star, feels to you like every star that ever has been and ever will be. You see in that sky walking towards you, made of stardust, infinite versions of your future self. You see a Marisol in her 20s wearing a sleek, high-tech flight suit, fearlessly testing experimental jetpacks. You see a Marisol in her 30s, strong and confident, acting as a rescue worker who drops into dangerous disasters to save people who can't save themselves. You see a Marisol who didn't push Kayla away or leave Kayla behind, one who moves forward from this moment, having done that, forgiving herself, understanding that she did all she could, and sometimes that is the only thing to do. Because you don't always have all the time in the world. That's what it means to be human in a lot of ways, right? We don't have that. But right now, thanks to someone you can't see who saw what you were doing and decided this would be a moment where they should show up for you, you have something that you and others like you have never had before and may never have again. And you are making the most of it. We come back to the outside of the alien diner and the offer that was made to everyone there. Astrid, what do you do?
Could you, for my own sake, reiterate what the offer was?
Yeah. The offer was, you don't have to suffer. This doesn't have to be happening. Just give yourself over and it can be done. You can be safe. Everyone can be safe.
I don't know that Astrid hears it. Like, even if it's like resonating in Astrid's head, I don't think Astrid hears it just because Astrid is so tunnel visioned on this thing that's directly in front of them. I think they've gone from being a hide in the shadows type person to being a I have to do what I can, and given the events of the day, they've already gone, the voice is bad, we're not thinking about that, and now they've got the condition of being tunnel visioned. So like they're not thinking about that at all. They're not focused on that at all. Their solution right now is use yourself to save everybody.
What you see that I won't require a roll for, the Ruiner is affected by Miss Virginia in front of them, but has their attention while reacting to this rippling force of this voice on Max, because Max succeeded before and is effectively a distraction. The mechanical beasts also now notice Max. So although they are close to Jaime, and Kayla is at some risk there as well, having attacked them effectively with her voice, they seem to want to go at Max too. The Ruiner is physically between you and Max. Max is making an arc around them, and you realize that if Max does not change course very quickly, they will go straight into the liquid metal portal from which this Ruiner came, likely through it to who knows where and who knows what. What would you like to do?
I think that over the course of the past like 5 sessions, we have seen how much Astrid cares for Max specifically out of everybody else. And I think the idea that Max is putting themselves in danger again, with Astrid's never gonna trust a single human person ever again. Every single friend of theirs is actively putting themselves in trouble to help, and it's not working out well. I think Astrid is, and this is me, we're gonna say what I think Astrid's gonna try to do, and then you can let me know if there's time or space or if this is even feasible.
Yeah.
I think it would be kind of cool if Astrid tried to like dive between the legs of this thing to run straight line towards Max.
I love that. Absolutely, there's time to do that. That feels like propulsion.
Yeah.
To me. Cool. You have conditions, right? So you're going to take a -1 on the reroll to... Oh, no, you can't because of the propulsion thing. So you're all good. And you have 3 in propulsion. Is that right?
I'm sorry?
Yeah. You have 3 in... How many do you have in propulsion?
I have 3 in propulsion, yeah.
3. All right. 3d6 with
Right.
3 rerolls. Let's go.
I don't think I'm going to reroll any of them
Okay.
because that was 661.
Okay. I will say you can chase another triple and a different mood if you want a different mood, or you can keep the fear.
I don't think so, just because I think fear fits here.
What is fear for Astrid?
For Astrid, it's how does your emotion show in your voice or face?
Cool.
And I think it's you know, as we've established, a wave of color shifting across their whole body as they almost like dive forwards into following this instinct, into this I refuse to allow this person that I love and care for to put themselves in harm's way again, alone. But it's not without fear, because this is such a new thing for Astrid to be doing. This is like they're literally trying to straight forwards through the legs of this thing, and that's such a new thing. They never would do this kind of thing like 3 days ago.
I love that. I'll describe your success, but you get to decide what extra you get. You accomplish some small additional action related to what you were trying to do. What is it?
I additionally strangle Kai. I'm just kidding.
Kai's not there yet. Yeah.
Some time
I
and
just
space.
feel, you know, like, man,
He's still frozen in
Force
the back
choke.
of the Subaru, so you gotta wait.
Yeah. I think the only thing Astrid's trying to do is like knock Max enough off course that they're not gonna barrel into this portal. And if that's not successful, then that they both go through this portal together. Like the something extra is very much like I'm just trying to get Max out of the way of ending up in land of who knows what.
You effectively dive through the legs of this ruiner. Passing through as you get closer, you feel the love and fear and honestly everything that makes life worth living drain out of you and then not. As it feels as though it is going to leave you completely and you will be left a husk of yourself, unable to feel anything at all of your emotions rush back to you. You're passing under its legs now. Do you look around at all?
I don't think so.
You continue to pass through, propelled as much by what you feel as the movement that you made. And you find yourself meeting Max on their bike, grabbing onto them, able to sit on the back of the bike as you were on it before. And you catch something in your mind. And because you didn't look around, you don't know why. But you're suddenly experiencing a memory, but it's not your memory because you don't recognize anybody in it. You see a bustling county fair broken into chaos. Bioluminescent ships crashed into the middle of the fairgrounds, a war zone broken out. You hear that same voice from someone positioned on a stage that looks like it was set up for a concert. They're as tall as this ruiner or taller, look gorgeous, if entirely alien, elegant, confident, posing as a savior, locked in a war against what looks like these same kinds of mechanical beasts, but alongside others who you don't recognize, some sort of alien you've never seen before. And caught in the crossfire at the center of this, you see a group of kids with bottle rockets and chemistry sets, jury rigging the fair's power grid to try to short circuit what's going on. You have an opportunity in this moment, feeling time slow for you too, to better understand what the fuck is happening to you right now. Would you like to take it?
I will answer your question with a question.
Yeah.
Is Max safe?
Right now, you are with Max, and that makes Max safe.
Then yes.
Perfect. To finish answering you so that I'm making sure not to mislead,
Mhm.
Max's ultimate safety will depend on Andy's role. The two
Yeah.
of you are tied into this together now.
Yeah.
But you have done what you can do.
Right. Yeah.
To get Max safe. Okay. Your mind expands into a liminal space and you are not alone. You feel the echoes of other kids in other universes who touched this exact same cosmic frequency when they needed it most. You see a boy named Samir standing on a cheap cardboard set of a retro-futuristic socialist space show. You watch as Samir shakes hands with an older, idealized, fearless version of himself, and you feel him choose to embrace his own potential rather than succumb to the same coercive calm that you just rejected. You return back into yourself, and the attention of something cosmic that you have just met for the first time is on you. Kayla, you just watched one of your friends decide to bike around the most dangerous creatures here, and another friend decide to go under their legs and jump onto their bike. You don't even know how they did that. It happened so fast. It feels like they were just here, and then they're there, and then they're at the other place. It doesn't make sense. You figure it's got to be the fog of war, right? Because like it's like reality stuttered, boom, 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 right?
Mhm.
Jaime is in perfect range of your sight. You're not terribly far away from each other, and Jaime looks afraid, but also determined and fully connected with you. And what you see in Jaime's face is probably what you've always wanted to see in Jaime's face when Jaime looks at you. The exact mix of admiration and care and seeing you and not putting up any bullshit. As young as Jaime is, in a moment like this, everybody grows up, right? And you're seeing something in Jaime, a potential for a future. For Jaime's future, possibly for yours. Your friends are on a collision course with a portal that goes somewhere you don't know. What are you going to do?
I think Kayla like looks at this things where its face should be. And like you said, in moments like this, people grow up. But at the same time, she's a smooth 13 years old. And her friends are in danger. And this is her home. And whatever that portal is terrible. So she looks at the thing and just she feels that feeling from before when Miss Virginia was showing her how she was making the music. And I think she tries, just shot in the dark, to hit that same frequency that was scaring the creature. And she yells, "Close the portal!"
Go ahead and roll me. I'm going to say that's impact. Does that sound right?
Yep.
Conditions are up, so you'll take a -1 off of that, right? You can't use Gift of Gab again, or you can?
I was going for
Not Gift of
Silver
Gab, whatever it's called.
Tongue,
Silver Tongue, right?
and there is no indication that it has a limitation.
Silver Tongue works, so you'll get an extra. That is just gonna. You're supposed to get 2 instead of 1, right? Off of Silver Tongue?
I get an additional
no.
reroll anytime I attempt to convince someone to act. So
Oh.
I get 1 reroll, I think, because I go up and then back down.
You go up and back down, so you have 1. So 3d6 with 1 reroll. Please let me know where it lands.
Okay. That's a 1, a 2, and a 6.
1, a 2, and a 6. So that is a misfire, a lose something, and love. Which one would you like to re-roll? The misfire?
I'm re-rolling the misfire. Five. Okay. So it's a 5, a 2, and a 6.
5, a 2, and a 6. I will say, if I'm remembering correctly, I believe that I still owe somebody a lose something, and I think.
Oh wait, I get the extra reroll from looking cool earlier.
Oh, perfect. So go ahead and re-roll. You do. So
I'm
go ahead and
re-rolling
re-roll
that
the side
side
effect
effect.
if you'd like.
Big money, no way.
Did Max get their extra learn something?
Max still has 2 learn somethings that we need to do. We're going to do it when we get over to Max.
Thank you, Em.
But I do think that you had a lose something, or Marisol did. Who had the lose something? I don't think I did.
I have 2 6s for outcome and side effect. So
you're good. So I think Marisol.
I got a 6.
Beautiful. I love that. So you're going to get something extra.
gambling works.
Copy that. Okay. So gambling works, kids. All right. So you got a full success. You get something extra, and it is with hope, right? Remembering correctly? Is hope a question or a is it hope a question or an impulse?
Hope is an impulse.
Okay. What is the impulse?
Talk about a dream for the future.
Talk about a dream for the future in this moment.
I think Kayla has been established to be kind of bossy as a kid and probably generally as a person. And as she commands this thing to close the portal, she keeps going, "You don't get to tell us what to do in our home. This is our world. We live here. This is our city. This is our home. You don't tell us what to do. We decide what this place means to us. We decide what's worth everything."
I love that. What is the something extra that you now get with your success? You accomplished some small additional action related to what you were trying to do.
Ooh. I want them to. I want the portal to close because I don't want Max and Astrid to like get stuck in some like Rito metal dimension.
Okay. I think that
I had an idea, but I don't know if it'll like it works. Like so like Kayla's been yelling this whole time. Like, can it literally be like a percussive like little so they kind of like go slightly off course so they don't go through the portal? It's just like a little
but you succeeded. So I will say
okay.
The portal is going to close. You just commanded, so you wanted this to work. It works, right?
Okay, cool.
So the portal, I will describe what happens with that, but know when you're coming up with something extra that the portal did close.
Okay. Give me like 2 seconds to think about it because I have no idea what to do because it worked.
Don't worry about it. Let me describe to you what happens. The portal, you see this thing react as you harmonize with Miss Virginia and what is not really working what's not working for the Ruiner. And they double over in pain just after Astrid crossed beneath them. And that pain is met from Miss Virginia by an extended arm. And what you get off of Miss Virginia as this is happening is a sense of care, an attempt to try to provide this ruiner with an opportunity to heal. You don't understand this because of anything that is said or any familiarity that you have with it. You are feeling the vibrations of the existence of Ms. Virginia in this moment, harmonizing with what you provided before, which you are providing in a very different key, I guess, because you are taking an action that is aggressive. You see this ruiner move in ways that are alien to you, but you can intuit, feel as though they reflect sorrow, a sorrow you can't understand. And the portal closes. So the ruiner is still there. These mechanized beasts are still there. You all are still there. The living shadows are still there. But the portal is not. And the thing behind it, which you now understand seems to be some kind of ship, is there. And no longer made inaccessible by the portal in front of it. It seems to just have a doorway. The doorway that was there when it was pretending to be a building. And that is what Max and Astrid are now in a collision course toward. Now, with that in mind, what would you like your extra thing to be?
So you've been kind of like suggesting that like we're all kind of hit this fugue state. Can I have my yelling like jar them from like whatever zone they're in and have them kind of realize they need to move?
Yeah, they can be super present in this moment. They are not in this liminal space. You are brought back gently but cleanly, Astrid, from that. And Max, I will say that before you enter yours, you are able to enter it fully. You are able to catch this and be present enough in the moment to potentially do something with your trajectory if you want. Now, this functions in a way that is a little disruptive to the timeline. It doesn't feel like it should line up exactly like that, because you also, Kayla, in this moment where you speak this out, see overlapping versions of what could happen. You see Max and Astrid going through the portal that's now closed. You see Max and Astrid going through the door it has now revealed. You see Max and Astrid going one way, going the other way. You see variance upon variance upon variance. You feel time slow. And then you feel time stop. You catch a vision of yourself. Do you give yourself a moment to take it in?
Yeah. I want to see how cool I grow up to be.
You still feel the hum of Jaime's heat as you step into this pause, embrace this liminal space in this freezing desert and this vast cosmic silence. In your experience of this first contact, you hear the echoes of other loud, brilliant girls across the multiverse who refused to be quiet when the world told them to shut up. You hear Polly broadcasting a live TikTok feed in an impossible void, weaponizing her platform and her voice to protect her friends. You hear a girl you recognize, even though you don't know her, you've never seen her, named Bree, in an infinite forest, in a wheelchair, looking a cosmic horror dead in the eye and annoying it, talking circles around a god just to save the people she loves. You feel their voices harmonize with yours, and then the silence is broken by it, and you're surrounded by infinite futures. You see a Kayla who stayed quiet, who let rivalries fester, who never used her whisper trick, who kept her head down and let the world happen to her. But then stepping out of that crowd of infinite yous is the Kayla you have started to become, the Kayla you're meant to be. You see an older Kayla, confident and commanding, a storyteller, a leader, a myth maker. She doesn't just talk to fill the silence. When she speaks, she weaves the history of her people, of the people she loves. She makes sure that everyone around her lives longer than their lives here because they're not forgotten. Everyone stops to listen to what she says. Your future self smiles at you, Kayla. Her eyes are bright and expressive. She says to you in a voice that sounds like yours, grown into a place like Miss Virginia's, people like them, and you see that she's gesturing to the ruiner in the fetal position, like a child, sobbing. They want to consume everything. until there's nothing left but silence. They want us to be quiet. They want us to forget our myths, our stories, our voices, because they want us to forget ourselves. But you know the truth. Your voice can cut through any darkness. Tell them a story they'll never forget. Time unfreezes. You return. You are next to Jaime. Your friends have the help you can grant. And you know a little bit more about who you might be. You still got to get yourself there. And it's still up to you. You got a glimpse of it, though. Max, your friend is suddenly on your back, and I think you're moving so fast that it's hard to tell what led to that exactly. You were moving directly toward the portal, and then the portal boop, just blips out of existence like it was never the fuck there. And you have a doorway in front of you that's open. And you're feeling the pull of this question, should I give myself over? Is it better to just be calm and give up and conform to this? Interrupted by Kayla's voice, and you're in your body. What would you like to do?
Well, first I'd like my two questions.
Go ahead and ask them.
I think the first question is, what is my best path forward? When Astrid and Max were rocketing towards here, Max fully had it in their brain. We're gonna go save Kayla from a bunch of pedophiles, and we're gonna go back to where Marisol and Kai are, and then we're gonna figure it out from there. All of that has went to shit. So...
I don't know what you mean. Everything's going exactly according to plan.
Okay, so the first question is what is my best path forward? I kind of need your second question if you have it also, because I have to figure out how I'm going to answer these together.
I think the second question is going to be fueled by the fact that I think in Max's mind right now, they're facing the impossible. There's no way we succeed at this, right? But there's also no way that 4 kids and 5 kids can stand up to half a dozen, a dozen like fully grown armed adults in a bunch of vans in the middle of fucking nowhere. There's no way that kids make it to this other side of town in time to continue fighting the fully armed men that have decided to kidnap half a dozen people. So I think right now, in what might be a pure act of hubris, Max thinks they can win. So how is this thing vulnerable?
And specifically, when you say this thing, do you mean the voice? Do you mean the ruiners? Do you mean the define this thing?
Whatever this is that seems so intent to say that right now the only thing you can do is lay back down and just let it happen. That this is the cure, that this is the right thing to do. I think Max thinks that's fucking bullshit. So how is that vulnerable?
You feel in a way that is hard to articulate, but feels entirely clear. An invitation. Do you accept it?
Remind me what the invitation was again.
You feel something in the core of you that is essentially the diametrically opposed sensation that you feel when you hear the voice claiming to be a cure. This invitation is not provided in words. You feel a sensation where you feel your instincts, and it is a choice that is provided to you. You understand intuitively in this moment that you can say no, and without any effort, nothing will happen. Or you can open yourself up to it simply by willing it to be so. Listening to that part of you that sometimes understands things that your mind is not quite built to get, or not ready to understand yet. And then whatever happens next happens.
And I think Maxwell.
Okay. Max, you're rocketing on a collision course toward a metal portal, except no, it's not. It's a door, except maybe you can move to the side. You had whispered to your rig, take me somewhere far, far away. You had whispered to your rig 1,000 things, 1,000 times. You see yourself whispering everything you've ever whispered to your rig in quick succession, and seemingly at the same time. You see yourself whispering everything you considered whispering to your rig that you didn't end up saying to it. You see yourself whispering things to your rig that you never thought to say to it. You step out of time. You experience the universe all at once. You see not your own reflection first, but echoes of kids across the multiverse who sat behind the wheel when everything was on the line. You see a girl you've never met, but you know her name is Frankie, and it's 1996. And she's gripping the steering wheel of a rocket-powered golf cart, throwing it into reverse to run over an alien nightmare and save her best friend's mother. You see that nightmare pop like a piñata, and viscera and smoke pour out of it like a scream through their face. You see a boy named Samir driving a bumper car called Baby Girl through an impossible wormhole, refusing to let his friends be swallowed by the void. They didn't drive to run away, just like you don't drive to run away. You drive to save the people you care about. You see a shift in what's mirrored, and you see infinite versions of your own future. You see a Max who kept their hidden go bag packed. A Max who kept running from town to town, never letting anybody in, never getting hurt, always alone. But then stepping out of that mirror is the Max that you've always thought you wanted to be. The Max that you might not have always been sure could be real, right? They're older, confident, grounded. They're not looking for the exit. They're the bedrock of their community. Somebody people rely on to stay, to fight, to show up. They know where they are. They know who they are. They're home, Max. You're home. Your future self rests a hand on the handlebars of your bike. They say to you, you used to think that the only way to be safe was to leave the past in the past and keep moving. I know I thought that. But Max, you already made your choice. You decided that they're your home, and that you'll stay for them. The older you indicates the ruiner. We don't need to go somewhere far, far away anymore. We don't need to run looking for something that isn't going to give us what we want. We're already exactly where we belong. You want to know the best path forward, and you want to know how these forces are vulnerable. You understand watching infinite possibilities of not just your future, but the futures of your community, of the people you love, affected inextricably by you, by your presence, by your absence, by your choices play out. And you get that across all of this, across what other kids like you have faced, will face, there's always a choice. And you get that this conformity would not be a question if it didn't have to be consented to. If they could just make you do it, they would have done that. So it's always been up to you. That's their vulnerability. You, all of you, not alone, but together, you get to fucking decide. Max, you get to decide if you're going to let your fear and the temptation to give into an illusion of safety at the expense of someone else's control over who and how you are is something that you're willing to accept. And if you're not, they could do a lot of things, Max, but they can't make you accept that. Your best path.
Quick.
Yeah.
Just real quick. In the moment that Astrid had hopped onto the bike, I just want to specify that Astrid is hugging Max from behind like they had before.
I love that. As Astrid hugs you and you feel, you know, you're not alone. You see Astrid, you see Kayla, you see Marisol, you see yourself, you see the others in this town, you see the people that you care about who are here, and you see the ones who aren't. You see the ones who were there for you when you were too small to remember, and you see possibilities of people you haven't met yet who can come to mean the world to you in time that you still have ahead of you, time that you get to define. So this isn't a cop-out, but your best path forward, that's up to you. I don't answer that.
Then I think knowing that and sort of having that feeling inside of them, they're going to take the rig, pivot it off its front wheel, and I would like to like a bike and all everything else that this rig has got left to give, this rig made from scrap that Astrid, Max, Marisol, and even Kai put back together, and that they put back together with the express thought that we can reach Kayla. And as the next track of Kayla's mixtape plays, I want to rocket all of it straight at this thing that seems to not get it.
I love that. What is that next song on the mixtape, Kayla?
It's the only instrumental song on the mixtape. It's called Hope and Dreams, and it's from a video game she played once called Undertale.
Kayla
love
would
that.
play Undertale.
Oh, she loves it.
I love it. I love that completely. You rocket toward this target, and as you do, I will let you do something with that, but something does happen first, if it's okay.
Okay.
Marisol,
Yes.
you have been traveling through what feels like an impossible liminal space. This road has not ended. You haven't made any turns. You're just going. Big sky. You look to the left or the right, you see kaleidoscopic, overlapping realities. Something's about to happen, and right before it does, what would you like to do?
Something is about to happen. I mean, she's just trying to get to her friends.
Taking in everything that you've been shown, Kai in the car with you, now seemingly you realize not quite as frozen in time as before, quietly sobbing where you left him. You can, but do not have to, do one thing. You can think about something, you could try to understand something, you can look at something, you could say something. And then what is about to happen will happen.
I would like to comfort Kai.
How?
What kind of conditions do you think he has?
He at this point, with everything that happened, he's crashed out, like mechanically, is the way that you would think of it, right? Like he's got the conditions he had before, and he picked up a couple of others because he was just nearly blown up and piloted as a meat puppet, right? By these living shadows and this voice, whatever this voice is, right?
Yeah, that might cause someone to
That
experience
messed
a couple
somebody up,
feelings.
yeah.
Yeah.
I believe that.
Attraction
Reasonable.
to you.
Yeah.
And it's also reasonable to expect that Kai has experienced some kind of multiversal something. Possibly at least seeing some or sensing some of the possibility of how they may have died just now.
And I hope in
Okay.
Even though
every
they're
universe
here.
this is how cool I am compared to him.
Yes. I think what she'll do is she'll kind of like adjust herself. Like she'll put one leg underneath her so she can keep the other foot on the gas, but she'll gain a little bit of height. So then she can keep one hand on the wheel and then reach the other hand back to offer it to him to hold.
I'm not going to make you roll for that. He feels your hand reach and he takes it and he says, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I keep trying to do the right thing and I keep fucking everything up and I don't understand what I'm supposed to do. I never want to hurt anybody. I'm always so scared.
Me too.
You're at the alien diner, and in the pickup truck that you're in, you crash directly like it is an animal crossing the road, first into the mechanical beasts that are
Fantastic.
there, and then through them, just fully run over the ruiner in front of Max and Astrid as Max and Astrid are propelled in that direction. So Max, Astrid, Kayla, what you all see, Jaime sees, Clara sees, Miss Virginia sees, everybody sees, is just you just show up out of nowhere. They don't see you drive up. You're just there suddenly.
I'd like to
just-
think there's that freeze
boom.
frame of like the moment that the man is right there and all of us are like
Oh yeah, you fully drive past them, running all of them over. You find through this, all of you, that this ruiner, not the sturdiest physically, and while the mechanical beasts are sturdier, not compared to this truck, driven by this daredevil in this moment. You're all finally back together. And in this moment that can last as long as you'd like, because in this moment, you have all the time you need. You can take the time you'd like to get back together. Say what you'd like to say. Do what you'd like to do. You haven't fixed everything. There are a million things after tonight that are going to have to be figured out. There are whole long lives, hopefully, ahead of all of you that are infinitely more complicated than anything you could have appreciated before a day like today, that are going to be full of things you still can't imagine even after this, because reality is so vast and wide and deep that you still have barely scratched the surface of what it means to be a part of it and to be your part of it. But tonight you're together, and tonight you fucking did something that mattered. The pedophiles are all dead. That was taken care of by the aliens. The aliens fucking took them out like they were nothing.
Yeah.
But the aliens couldn't handle you.
maybe the
You're
school
the
is finally
rock-
recognized as an official club.
If that's something you want, but I got to tell you, it feels like you're bigger than the school, right? You're the Rocket Club that won. You won Rocket Club, right?
We did win Rocket Club.
Can I say one more thing?
Yeah, please.
So, after we crash into this thing, Marisol, Kai get out. She's got her jetpack. She'll meet up with everybody else as fast as she can. Use the last blast of her jetpack, which was completely broken down, but I'm allowed to have one last blast. And she's gonna say, "Hey, parasites, stop it!" And shoot it right at this alien. And then after it goes off, she'll turn her head and be like, "Mom?"
Mija Beca, and she runs over at you, chancleta in hand, with a crowbar in the other, but the chancleta's more notable, right? And she's
Hide me, hide me!
Yeah, she runs up to you. You're more scared than you've been seeing this whole time. She reaches you. She's fast, your mom, and she gives you a big hug. And she grabs you up. And she's crying and she's laughing. And she's like, "Do not do this again. I have been so worried." But you feel like a pride in her voice as she's saying that. That contradicts what she just said pretty thoroughly. You all can still do something now. I don't need or want the final word here. This is our story together. These are your lives. I want to hear last here from all of you. Go ahead.
If y'all are cool with it, I think the moment that it has clocked to Astrid that immediate present danger now is gone. Astrid is going to literally grab Max by the arm, pull him off the bike, or pull them off the bike, and then run to Kayla, grab Kayla by the arm, run over to Marisol, pull Marisol out of the van, then reach into the back and pull Kai out, and literally just pile us all into a big hug.
Love that.
This is everything that they wanted out of Rocket Club, was a found family, and they found it. So
Yay.
That's beautiful. Who's next?
I think Kayla, after the big like dog pile hug kind of happens, and there's like the whole like, oh my god, that kind of thing. She'll look over at Jaime and kind of like with like a big kind of like question mark look on her face, kind of go, Adam, like, are we cool?
Jaime walks up to you with a confidence that you haven't seen him have before, and in a way that is not meant to be imposing, and will be responsive to what you do. Wants to go in to give you a hug.
I feel like there's that, oh, okay, and she hugs him.
at which point Astrid goes, all right, into the pile.
I will say, we'll absolutely let you pick him up in the hug if you go to do that, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's fully like, because Jaime's small but mighty, right? So fully pick upable in that situation. Anybody else?
I think Max, while we're all in that hug and when we release, is sort of going to look around and is going to say, whatever these things are, they seem so afraid of letting things move forward. They're afraid of the light. They're afraid of tomorrow. It's a few more hours before sunrise. But I think, why not make that come early? And I would like to propose, for everything left that we have to fix, if any of those shadow creatures or whatever are still left here somewhere in town, I would like to take whatever we have left with our rigs, and I'd like to build a rocket that goes so high and burns so bright that it makes you think the sun rose hours before it should.
I've got a floodlight.
You
Hey!
do. I want to do something with that if that's okay, but I just want to check in. Green, did you want to do anything else with Marisol?
I was gonna wait for everybody. Did Kayla do her thing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know how I lost it. I think being in a cuddle puddle and being with everybody and knowing it's not over, but knowing she's no longer alone, or at least alone with Kai, and being with her friends and even her mom there, she'll kind of like look to everybody and take a deep breath and notice within herself that even if she makes mistakes, it's okay. There's a million little problems and we just have to keep trying to solve them. And sometimes it's fun trying to figure it out, especially when you got more heads working in on it. So she's hugging everybody and you just hear her giggle and feel happy because she has always missed being on a team ever since she got hurt with soccer. And she didn't want to join Rocket Club. It felt like it was a consolation prize at first. It was something that her mom suggested, but now looking at everybody, she thinks that's the best gift that her mom could have ever given her, was encouraging her to do that. Because it's made her feel smart, and it's made her meet the people who have shown her everything that she could be. So she'll just say out loud for everyone to hear, God, we're so kick-ass.
Yeah.
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 And with God, we're so kick-ass, echoing out into the night, the possibility of that rocket plays out in a way that we won't see tonight. It uses the blueprint that you use for rocket surgery that brings everyone together using all of your talents and all of your resources to make something that you couldn't make alone. And the reason we won't see it tonight is because I want to leave it for a future that we might be able to weave together, a possibility of getting to see these people again. Thank you, all of you.
Really tiny, itty bitty quick thing. And in that
Yeah.
moment, as the curtain closes on this story for right now, the mixtape shutters back on and just goes, Backstreet's back. Ah!
All right.
And to the sound of Backstreet Boys being indeed back, the curtain closes on Radical Resonance and on Rocket Club, a multi-stage anthology. Thank you all for being exceptionally yourselves, for being amazing scene partners, storytellers, artists, and players. Thank you, everybody who's watching. Whether you're watching it now or watching it at some point in the future, we're grateful for that you gave us your time and your trust, and we did everything we could to make it worthwhile. I know everybody else here did. I'm very grateful that I've had the trust of M. Hubbard, the creator of this game, to be able to do this show and all of the others. I'm grateful for the trust of every cast involved, every show that we've had a chance to do, and the show that I wasn't involved in that M ran here, Centrifuge, have all been incredible because the people involved are incredible and because M has created an incredible game. I really hope that all of you who are watching this play this game because it is beautiful and it is singular and it is worth your time. So please do check it out. If you do see this before the end of May, go sign up to get it for free. Play it with your friends. Use it as a way to explore yourselves, to bring your community together, give other people a chance to explore who and how they are. Thank you for being here with us. I do want to let you all sign off. I know it's a little bit late, so I want to keep it a little quick. But do feel free to plug anything you feel is important. Come back to me at the end. We're going to start with Green.
Hello, my name is Green, that green thing _ on most social media. I am home based with Hilarity Save RPG. I will be back here on Streaming Rainbow for June 5th, I believe, for Ball Game. I'm very excited to kick off Pride with this lovely cast of people. And then I will also be on Hilarity Save every Wednesday until June 10th, raising money for Clean Water Fund. And that is while we're running the game The Valley. Danny is still offering cameos for $30 donations as well, up until the end of the fundraiser. I'm very proud of that and very grateful. Anything else? I don't think I have anything else at the top of my head to plug. So, other than that, just check me out on my social medias, check out my Beacons page. I try to keep everything up to date there. And we're going to popcorn it over to Neon.
What's up? I am Neon Saline. That is neon like the light, saline like the drip. And this has been an absolute delight. You can find me everywhere on the internet under Neon Saline, with the exception of Blue Sky, which is neonsaline.com, which also happens to be my website where I talk about all the other stuff that I've done in the past and all the stuff leading up in the future. The thing that is coming up most currently for me is next week. I'm actually going to be back here again because the folks over here Streaming Rainbow were kind enough to invite me to be a part of Canto 6 of Inferno, where I shall be playing the Saint. So I am very excited for that because every game I've been on Streaming Rainbow has been like fire. So I can't wait for that to be fire Inferno. Didn't mean to do that. But yeah, other than that, I talk about whatever else I'm doing on my socials, so you should do that. And we should go to Fish after this.
Heyo, I'm Fish. I go by they, them pronouns. I'm Fish Finley all over the interwebs. I sing, I draw, I play games. It's a very fun time. Currently, my commissions are, in fact, open. Commish the fish, as they say here.
Commish the fish.
Also, so the joke is that I'm everywhere except my own channel. So if you want to see what I'm up to, you have to check out my card. All of everything that I'm on is listed and linked there. I will be on this channel often for the next couple of months. You will get very tired of me. I'll be back tomorrow,
Impossible.
in fact. For the talkback thing that's happening with Rocket Club and a bunch of the other peeps involved in the playtesting and creation of it, to chat about what the game's like and how the experience was playing it. Outside of that, I have a huge announcement coming at the end of July. So keep tabs on what I'm up to see what that's about, because it's big and it's going to be cool and I'm very excited about it. And I can't say more than that, except that it's happening at the end of July. But yeah, commish the fish, etc., etc. Check out my card to see everything that I'm up to. I'm up to a lot. And I'll pass it on to Andy.
Hi, my name's Andy. My pronouns are they, any. Tonight I was Maxim Max Dizon, pronouns they, them. I'll be honest, my brain kind of blanking right now on what to plug. But to end it on something and not just nothing blabbering. I will say, at the sake of pointing out the obvious and saying the moral of the story, to anyone out there that maybe think you can't do something, maybe you can.
I love that. Thank you, Andy. I'm Danny. Danny Mendoza. He, him, Danny R. Mendoza, everywhere on the internet. Blue Sky's a good place to follow me for TTRPG stuff. I've been your guide, and I'm grateful for that. I'm in too many things to say right now. The things I want to highlight are the panel that Fish mentioned that I talked about earlier. That's going to be, if you're watching this live, tomorrow, May 23rd at noon Eastern. It's going to be great. It's going to be here and at Streaming Rainbow, which you should like and subscribe if you can, if you like what we've been doing, because we're trying to reach 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, because YouTube lets us do different things if we do that, and we want to better serve our community in ways that will facilitate. So please join our community in that way as well, if you feel like it. Join us tomorrow at noon Eastern here and at Pocket Dragon Pub, Nerds with Dice, and Pantsless Tables simultaneously. Please check out the talkback for this show if you'd like, either live or afterwards. It'll be up on VOD. It's going to be live May 30th, which is a Saturday, not a Friday, at 8 p.m. Eastern. Please also check out the talkback I mentioned that should come out sometime on the May 31st, the day after, over at Nerds with Dice for that show. We have educational videos here that have to do with a lot of different things, including a bunch of them, including one that Neon is in that you should absolutely check out. That was fantastic. And including a bunch of them that have to do with Rocket Club. So if you want to dig into playing and you learn well from videos, you like digging into information that way, you can check those out here. It's going to include a one-on-one interview with M. Hubbard after the panel that's going to come out in early June. Big focus for June here and everywhere in this space is Pride. We have a bunch of Pride shows coming up, both pre-records and lives. We're going to be raising money for a wonderful organization that helps trans folks with legal aid over here. And a lot of the other channels that I mentioned, all the other channels that I mentioned, are raising money for various amazing organizations. For speaking of raising money for amazing organizations, for the one that Green mentioned, the Clean Water Fund, the way that the cameos work that I'm offering is you give $30 to the Clean Water Fund, and I will read anything as anyone. So far, I have read Jabberwocky as an old-timey prospector, and I have done the Gollum and Smeagol dialogue from the Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers.
Which was very good, by the way. It was
Thank
very,
you. I
very
appreciate
good.
that.
You should be proud of that one.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So if you want to give me other things to be proud and or embarrassed of, for $30 to the Clean Water Fund, what? ¿Por qué no los dos? Please give more money to this amazing cause and support that incredibly cool show. Really cool that I got to be a part of it. A bunch of other people got to be a part of it too, including other people here. Check it out. What Green's doing there is really something special. We're raising money for Doctors Without Borders with a focus on Palestinian aid all month this month, here and on a bunch of other channels, including Many Face Plays and Queers and Spears, through Charity TRPG, and in conjunction with Jess the Human, and with Streamers Without Borders, which is representing that in relation to Free RPG Day and a bunch of other stuff. Check our socials for more info on that. Thank you all for being a wonderful community. Thank you for going on this journey with us. Have a great night.
Bye.
We're still here.